educating women on the importance of self-care. Yeah, we always say, oh, we should. Let's prioritise it. This is your prescription. This is your herbal nutraceutical prescription. This is equally as important, and we really need to highlight that to them. Maybe we need to show them some layman's terms research to really highlight the importance of these self-care strategies. Singing. Do you know, more than singing, dancing? Yeah? Quite often I work with the clients and say, what do you love to do? Because you really want them doing stuff they love to do. And it actually surprises me how many women love to dance. Hands up. Oh, okay. Yeah, love to dance. So the next question is, when was the last time you danced? Long time ago. Often I get the response of, over a year ago. You know, number one prescription then for you, let's dance. And we want to integrate it into their lifestyle. We don't want this in addition to. Can you make time for? Because people are very time poor. So they can dance while they're cooking. They can dance while they're doing the housework. Yeah, putting a bit of Madonna on is always good to get the endorphins going while we're doing the cleaning. And I've just realised, as I've said all this, I've stereotyped the woman. Let's forget about the cooking and the cleaning. While your partner's cooking, put the music on and let's start dancing in the living room while we're waiting for dinner. Ooh, Despina. Sleep hygiene. Good. I'm sure a lot of us address that anyway. And swimming. Just going to look at some research around swimming, because when we say swimming in cold water, we're not talking about chlorinated water. The research here is really looking at swimming in the sea. Women reported that cold water swimming reduced the symptoms. Perimenopausal women reported a significant improvement in anxiety, 46.9%. Mood swings, 34.5%, low mood, 31.1%, and hot flushes by 30.3%. They are big numbers. Yeah, simply by applying, only if you're interested in swimming, obviously, we're not going to be putting it on to clients that aren't, but those who do. The alternative is cold showers as well. Can have that toning of the vagal tone. So other research, mindfulness-based meditation intervention, women showed 78% improved coping self-efficacy and 89% alleviated menopausal symptoms. So symptoms decreased as self-efficacy improved in stress management. There's a whole series of papers that are on this. The other thing I want to point out that I've got here is the Mindest app. Now, this is an app I use. I actually love it. You record your own meditations on it. Now, it's really easy to use. You record your meditation. It's got music that you can add to it, and you can actually sell them as well. Or you can just link it to your clients that they can use. Now, I've got a web page that's only for my clients, and they can go into there and pick a series of meditations that I have for specific ailments and conditions. Really useful, and really useful for a couple of reasons. I find it really nice that they're listening to a meditation from my voice as well. It almost feels like I'm extending the therapy on a daily basis. And they just get a bit more connected with the naturopath in doing that. So a good app. I mentioned workshops earlier. It's also a good idea to get a couple of naturopaths together to do these workshops. To get more people coming to the workshops. We work too much in silo. It's a nice thing to do, to work together with other naturopaths to practice this self-care with clients. And I can hear it, you're saying it, but we only have 1 hour with them, Despina. And I'm saying to you, you're doing it anyway. You're probably loosely saying to them, why don't you do some yoga? There's a great meditation app. Why don't you do some meditation? Let's pick that up. I know this great guy, Huberman. Have you heard of him? Why don't you listen to him? Great podcast. What I'm actually proposing here is not loosely say it like that. Let's actually put it in the prescription and highlight its importance. You might have to do some planning. So we might have to look at some YouTubes, get a whole list of YouTubes that we know what they're all about and prescribe them specifically to certain clients. Apps, the same. We might need to prepare some resources, whether they're handouts or templates that the client can do some homework, looking at different thinking patterns. You might want to do some continued professional education around maybe CBT, do a weekend workshop on CBT so we can understand how we can chat to our clients in certain ways. You might want to do a workshop on neuro-linguistic programming. But above all, we need to keep in scope of practice. Unfortunately, we're the middleman between the GP and the psychologist. We have an hour with our clients, and quite often, you've probably experienced this yourself, as they're leaving, they'll say, "Thank you, I feel better already." And we haven't even prescribed yet. So we are that social support. We are there to hold them in this space and to comfort them. So maybe they don't need a psychologist. Maybe they don't feel like they need a health coach. They don't really have a mental health illness. They just want some help and guidance in a lifestyle medicine choice of self-care. So what does it look like? So in this prescription, I've got my herbal formula, I've got my supplement, and then I've prescribed 3 self-care items. Breathing exercises, and I've put a link there that they can do. Now, for this particular woman, she went on the bus, 20 minutes to work and 20 minutes back on the bus. It's a 10-minute breathing exercise. Rather than scrolling on the phone, sympathetic nervous system, let's listen to some breathing exercises, parasympathetic nervous system. I've also prescribed some rebound exercises. This woman loved to walk, and she didn't like to walk on cold days. So we found an alternative. She's doing it anyway. We're putting it in there. Rebound exercises, 10 to 15 minutes. Great link that I have for that. I've popped it in there, and she can do it before breakfast when she would walk anyway. We're not making time in addition to. And also to end with a cold shower. So we have showers daily, I hope. And the last 60 seconds could be really nice to have cold water, particularly down your chest, hitting that vagal nervous system. And doing that, you might have to dance around in the shower because it is quite cold, but you come out feeling quite alive. So with those 3 items, it's quite a powerful self-care prescription. You know, before she's even got to work, she's done her breathing exercises, done her exercise, and she's having a cold shower. And I haven't asked any extra time from this woman. It's applying it strategically in their own time, which means you need to collaborate with them. You need to ask them, what are you doing? When are you doing it? How are you doing it? Can we do it better? And when they come back, what stopped you from doing it? What was the barrier? How can we refine that? Because remember, this is super important. Yeah, naturopathic prescriptions, your nutraceuticals and your herbal prescriptions, you know, how long do they go on for? How long are they using them? Self-care is sustainable. They use it they've got it for the rest of their life. And if they're doing it correctly, it becomes a habit that makes a very powerful impact. And combine that with your herbal prescription, it's 1 + 1 = 3, not 2. It's much more powerful when you combine it together. So we really want to, and we all know this, we want to move away from the pill for every ill, the herb for every ill, or the nutraceutical for every ill. Yeah, we really want to start looking at a much more holistic approach, just like our ancestors did back in the day. Where they had the spa baths and, you know, looking at holistic practices in a much broader perspective. Thank you.